The Joe Rogan Experience.
The thing about things like whether it's SEALs or any high-level military operation group, whenever you're dealing with people that have done something that's extraordinarily difficult, there's like a rite of passage that you guys have gone through that a lot of people think is missing from particularly young men in our society and culture. There's no real moment where you recognize that you've done something incredibly difficult and you've actually become a man.
The last 4 weeks of training, you go out to San Clemente Island. It's called third phase. And you get a very basic indoctrination into small unit tactics, rifle weaponry, explosives. You throw some grenades. You do some underwater demo. But you're out there for like the last tight 4 weeks of training. But they're getting gassed. They're being made to sing Happy Birthday, again, so you can't hold your breath. And it looks horrible. Because it is horrible. And the point of that training is it's supposed to suck. It's supposed to be difficult. You're supposed to be exposed to that in a controlled training environment. People are like, well, this one person looked like they were passing out and there's mucus coming out of their face. Like, yeah, it's CS gas. It sucks. But the first time you experience that shouldn't be in a combat zone.
We expose people to it on Fear Factor.
Yeah. Again, voluntary. And if
Police
they did,
officers.
And if they didn't want to, I bet you they can be like, you know what, Mr. Rogan, I'm done with this episode. Like, I'm out of here. I don't want anybody to lose their life. But if the training becomes so exceedingly safe that that's not a potential, then we're not serving people in that training and we're not preparing them for what the battlefield's going to expect of them.
I'll push against you on that one. If you explain it to the American public, more than half still won't understand. They will still view it as brutal, as unnecessary. But I will say this about the military. What people don't understand is it is highly professional. I've always been impressed. There are standards, there's doctrine, and instructors know that they follow that playbook. They mitigate risk to the lowest level.
We're going into no man's land, touching the bounds of space. There's no air. If something happens, how long can you hold your breath?
I believe you have two choices in life. You have discipline and you have regret. Those are the two choices you can have. You can want to do all these really cool things and not work hard, and you can regret the fact that you never got there, or you can see what you want to do, have the discipline to do what you need to, and get where you want to go. At some point in time in everybody's life, you need to find something that you're willing to fight for. And if you're willing to fight for it, that probably means you're willing to die. And that doesn't end when you get out of the military. I still have those same moral callings and desire to do something. And this jump is just an extension of that because I can't go overseas anymore and do it myself, but that doesn't mean other people aren't.
As an everyday warrior, I, Mike Sorelli, pledge to put progress before perfection and always pursue my potential. I commit to personal growth and acknowledge that lasting change requires time and consistency, not hacks and shortcuts. I accept that failure is part of the process and that lessons learned in failure are often more valuable than those learned in success. When I do fail, I pledge to get back up, regroup, and continue moving forward. I will do my best to inspire other everyday warriors through my example, dedication, and compassion. I promise to do my part to make members feel welcome by fostering a culture that's free of judgment. That was a nail biter. So when they took off, and it only takes about 10 minutes to get to altitude, they jumped at about 7K AGL above the drop zone. It was clear, and then all of a sudden, you can see a layer comes out. I mean, we saw them open. We counted 3 canopies, and all of a sudden, a layer comes over the drop zone, and so we couldn't find the canopies, and eventually 2 canopies emerged here out of the layer. As you can see, this cloud layer is only about a few hundred feet, and then the third jumper couldn't see the DZ. He identified an out and landed on the side of the hill in a grass patch. He's okay. He's flicking out his canopy, but that just shows you that's how quickly conditions here can change on a dime.
Hey, so what just happened is completely and utterly unacceptable.
Okay.
There was no fucking ground crew. We got out downwind instead of upwind because
it-
we didn't know the fucking wind here. You're trying to brief us on a fucking runway that we haven't seen mid-flight.
But it's
But it's what?
it's a drop zone. It's an airport.
Is it a drop zone? Where's our fucking ground crew?
There's all of our friends.
Really? The ambulance is over here? That's our friends? Let's say somebody goes fucking off DZ and we need the ambulance. Where is it?
But then we call 911.
Then we call 911 and we have no way to fucking get to them until 911 gets here? What if they're off-road?
Well,
This shit is unacceptable, dude.
okay.
We need to be briefed on where we're gonna go. You don't fucking pull out a phone in the middle of an airplane flight and say we're gonna switch. You're supposed to be running this, dude.
I think we you and me need to sit down and
You, me, and everybody running this organization
Yeah,
needs
yeah.
to fucking sit down.
no and
This
and-
shit is unacceptable.
Okay. And
You're putting people at fucking risk.